Good evening. Is it my turn? Sure. I'm going to say good evening again, and I'm going to see if I can get a response. Good evening. Good evening. That was really wonderful. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm Sarah. I perform under the name Emorie Hush for reasons I may explain later, but I'm glad y'all are here. And the soup was delicious. I'm amazed at the spread. Sorry to keep you in suspense. All my life I have been told I'm too sensitive when I should be bold. Close your eyes, stretch out your hand. Is it just the wind or am I landing? Hollow bones can break, but hollow bones can fly. So hold me close, hold me lightly. I tried to grow a thicker skin, but it kept you out and it kept me in. I'll lose the fist within my chest, and in the pain I'll find my blessing. Hollow bones can break, but hollow bones can fly. So hold me close, hold me lightly. Yeah, 'cause hollow bones can break, but hollow bones can fly. So hold me close, hold me lightly. Thank you. I've been working on my live fade out. I feel like I should drag it out a little more for effect. I am really happy to be here. I've been here before. Mary and I were trying to remember what year it was, but some years ago I came as part of Martha Bassett's band. A lot of the music I play these days is with Martha at our show in Elkin usually, but I also write and perform my own music as Emorie Hush. And you have a program where I gave Mary a list of songs that I might play. I'm not playing them in that order. I may not play every song on that list. I may play songs that aren't on that list, but I'll try to keep you posted as we go along. But that first song is called Hollow Bones, and I released a version of that song, 2 years ago? I don't know. Insert number of years ago, 1 or 2 years ago. That was a collaboration with a guitarist and producer named Russell Kelly, and it has very like electronic pop feel in the version that we released, which was kind of fun. But this past fall, I put out an album that was a concept album on the themes of the night and the sacred dark. And each track corresponds with a phase of the moon. And it's a very acoustic feel. The instrumentation is guitar, piano, cello, bass. I think that's all the instruments. Yes, people, voices. And I'm going to play a couple of the songs from that album tonight. And this first one is called No Walls or Names. And this is actually based on a poem by a Sufi mystic. But it ties into the idea of the dark night of the soul, which is a core concept in particularly medieval Christian theology, but very relevant today. This is called No Walls or Names. In my soul there is a ruined remnant of a holy place, whether church or mosque or a temple, I can't say. And my feet approach an altar where no walls or names exist, where my prayers become as breath, as nothing. In my soul there is a well that I was sure had long run dry, till I heard an echo drip, drip, dripping. So I reach beyond where light of sun or moon or star could shine, to a darkness that I pray revives me. I have known you by a handful of your names, by your mystery that draws me deeper still. I have known you only as I know myself, incompletely, always have and always will. In my soul there's an inscription carved out to an unknown God, to a power that I struggle still to name. Call you Jesus, call you Allah, call you life and love itself, call you any name I know but mine. I have known you in the dark more than the light, in confusion more than clarity. I have known you in the wrestling, in the mud, in the wounding, and the winnowing. And the revelation that I long for sits beside me in my darkest night. And the further I feel from the light of your face, then the closer I draw to your side. And I finally feel fully alive. In my soul there is a ruined remnant of a holy place, all my doubts and my beliefs dissolving. Thank you. I'm sure I will share more about myself as we go. But one thing about me is that I love a national park. I have a national parks passport. I love to get stamps in my national parks passport. I usually keep it in my car in case I pass a random battlefield or historical place. And when was right after? Wait, which song am I playing? Yeah, okay. Right after Hurricane Helene, I was supposed to go on tour with a band that I was playing with. I was on renewal leave from my day job that I'll tell you more about in a little bit. But we weren't able to go because half of the band was in Asheville and folks got trapped, and we were supposed to be in Denver, and it just wasn't going to happen, and band members were traumatized and all of that. So I ended up on just sort of a rambling road trip to Kansas and then a couple other places. But on my way back, my very winding way back, I ended up in Kentucky, and I went to Mammoth Cave National Park. Has anybody been to Mammoth Cave It's a pretty incredible place. Yeah, if you've never been and have a chance, I kind of stopped on a whim, and I got very much obsessed with the history and geology of that place. But I wrote a song about it. It's on my album, The Night, and there is a sing-along in the chorus. How many of you might be up for singing along? Okay, great, good. I told a few people tonight I don't actually love playing by myself, and so some of how I get around that is I get the audience to sing with me, and that makes me feel less alone. So the chorus of this song, it's based on a comment that my tour guide made. She kept referring to, the longest cave in the world as this hole in the ground in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky, in like a very adorable accent. But so this is how the chorus goes. I'll sing a line, and then I'll have you sing it back to me. And then it repeats throughout the song, so you'll catch on. There's a hole there in the middle of nowhere. There's a hole there in the middle of nowhere. Kentucky, someone's old home. Kentucky, someone's old home. Like a secret, but you never could keep it. Like a secret, but you never could keep it. Somebody come roll a stone. Somebody come roll a stone. Okay, you'll have a couple chances to get that. Take a road trip to Mammoth Cave, get set up at my camp. Sign up for a guided tour or two, get my park passport stamped. I had not the first idea how long a cave could get. Turns out we'll be just inside the biggest one found yet. Take us to a room called Star Chamber and tell us to look up. If you did not know otherwise, you'd swear the sky's above. But we're 200 feet beneath where you might see starlight. That's just soot and ash with gypsum flakes mixed in that shine. There's a hole there in the middle of nowhere. Kentucky, someone's old home. Like a secret, but you never could keep it. Somebody come roll a stone. A doctor said the time inside the cave could be consumption's cure. Sent a group of sickly people down to breathe the air more pure. That experiment ran just 2 years. Some of the subjects died, and there was no healing for the ones who did survive. The patients lived in buildings made by hands of those who were enslaved. I guess somebody missed the memo, this would be a union state. Whether confined by sickness or the ill of servitude, how cruel to gaze on that false sky and wish on stars untrue. There's a hole there in the middle of nowhere. Kentucky, someone's old home. Like a secret, but you never could keep it. Somebody come roll a stone. I never even knew that there were rivers flowing underground. Now I know, I wonder all the time as I'm walking around. If there's flowing water somewhere far beneath my feet, carving passages and bubbling up somewhere as a spring, where it finally flows beneath the sky that's real as you or me. There's a hole there in the middle of nowhere. Kentucky, someone's old home. Like a secret, but you never could keep it. Somebody come roll a stone. Somebody come roll a stone. All right. Thank you for singing with me. that won't be the last time I ask you to do that. So I recently put out a new song. It's kind of a sad song. I like to write a sad song. I mean, yeah. And the song is called Lost at Sea. So if you're trying to play bingo with your list of songs, so far we have had Hollow Bones, No Walls Are Named, Star Chamber, and now Lost at Sea. And I wrote this, so last summer I lost my dog that I had had for a decade. And he had been a fixture in my life. And it was time. It was time. He'd been declining. But it was a real adjustment going from having him at home to not. And I wrote this song after I had a moment at a stoplight where I realized I was like, oh, I gotta run home and check on the dog. And then I was like, oh, no, I don't, actually. And it was this strange feeling that there was this like anchor that was pulling on me, but it wasn't there anymore, and just that adjustment. And I tried to write this song thinking about how that shows up in so many other kinds of loss. So for me, this song is about my dog, but it might be about something else for any of you. But this is called Lost at Sea. You were always an anchor, pulling me home. Now I'm searching for harbor in a silent storm, and I feel how the current is dragging me. You were all on the wind, I'm lost at sea. I look for your eyes when I get home, remembering now I live alone. Getting ready to leave, I hesitate, but there's nothing left to do but start the car and drive away. You were always an anchor, pulling me home. Now I'm searching for harbor in a silent storm, and I feel how the current is dragging me. You were all on the wind, I'm lost at sea. Eating a meal I turn to share, forget for a moment no one's there. I keep looking up like you might appear. How much longer will I be surprised to find that you're not here? You were always an anchor, pulling me home. Now I'm searching for harbor in a silent storm, and I feel how the current is dragging me. You were all on the wind, I'm lost at sea. You were all on the wind, I'm lost at sea. Thank you. I have since gotten a new dog. She's a deaf albino pit bull. Her name is Betty White. She is so different than my last dog, but also I like to think that somewhere he's going, you get him, as she tears up things in my house. So I have a new anchor, apparently. But yeah, I lost my dog not too long after. I just had been through a lot of transitions in my life. I'd gone through a divorce. Just life was looking really, really different. And in the last year, I've also started dating someone, have a partner. But about not long before I met my partner, I wrote this song about how I did not want that. I just wanted to have my own space and be left alone. And I thought about this idea of, we talk about someone being a perfect stranger. It means you don't know them at all, but also a stranger can stay perfect. You don't have to find out any of their flaws. You don't have to go through any of the bumpy things of learning how to communicate with somebody. And yeah, that's where this song started, if I remember all the chords. Whoops. I just learned how to play jazz chords right before I wrote this song. Wandering alone, I'm fine on my own, all in all. Lately I've been wondering when I might let these veins of ice start to thaw. I watch you from across a crowded room, you're watching me too, I can see. I won't go over and introduce myself lest I lose the mystery. Stay a perfect stranger in my mind. Be a vision I can idealize. If you stay a perfect stranger, then in time I'll find you'll fade away. Nothing gold can stay. One more memory of your crooked smile flaring like a fire in my chest. I'm a puddle on my kitchen floor, and it's such a chore to clean this mess. So you stay over there and I'll be over here, 'cause I am well aware that right now it appears you could be anything, my wildest dream. Stay a perfect stranger in my mind. Be a fiction I romanticize. If you stay a perfect stranger, then in time I'll find you'll fade away. Nothing gold can stay a perfect stranger in my mind. A fairy tale I sentimentalize. If you stay a perfect stranger, then in time I'll find you'll fade away. Fade away. Fade. Nothing gold can stay. Thank you. I'm going to move over to the piano real quick. I warned y'all that I love to write a sad song, so sorry. Pain cuts like a plow into the ground of your being, the earth of your heart. Watch the soil turn, churning and hurting, preparing for a new life to start. Why dig so deep? Why make me bleed? I've grown attached to this grass and these weeds. One day I'm told a garden will grow, but all that I'm doing is kicking up stones. So furrow the ground and furrow that you'd never fall. Wipe off the sweat, take a deep breath now, and leave yourself spaces for awe. Look for the birds eating the worms, dug up and brought to the surface in turn. 2 seeds are sown, just one will grow. What will take root or die, nobody knows. No, don't look behind, nose to the grind, eyes straight ahead, just keep doing your part. Once you complete the tilling and weeding, the barrenness might break your heart, but listen in close, still there's a pulse, the heartbeat, a mystery that cannot be known. This desolate dirt, the lungs of the earth, are sighing in labor and groaning for birth. So furrow the ground and furrow your brow. Nobody promised that you'd never.
Thank you. So that was The Plow. I haven't yet recorded it, but Martha Bassett did record that song on one of her albums, and we got to play that with the Piedmont Wind Symphony, and one of our fellow players was there on that, which was super, super cool, great experience. I had a transition in my head, and I already forgot it, and that is great. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Okay, so I just do this music thing here and there on the side when I have time. People ask me when I sleep, and I say I don't know, because my day job is as a pastor. So I'm the pastor at Green Street United Methodist Church in Winston-Salem, and Emorie Hush is sort of my alter ego that I get to go inhabit every now and then. But I saw that here at Oak Ridge during Lent, y'all are using the Tell Me Something Good series. We are also using that at Green Street, so that was a fun connection. And I was telling Mary that when we shared with our congregation what our theme for Lent was going to be, I literally heard this like sigh of relief from the congregation, because they were just so hungry for the good news that is so centered in that series. And you know, the logo for the series has this tree that's blooming with fruit, and it doesn't feel very Lenty in a lot of ways, but I think that's actually a beautiful thing. And I was thinking about it with that song, because I wrote that song over a decade ago when I was in a really difficult place and just like couldn't see the path forward. And when I wrote the song, all I heard in it was sort of like the hopelessness and the emptiness, but now being so removed from that place, I hear the hope much more. I hear that seed that is going to sprout. And so I think there's something there about perspective, and how if we're looking for the good news and for the new life, then we can always find it, even in the heaviest of places, even if it takes some time to get there. So anyway, that's my mini sermon for tonight. The next song I'm going to play is on my album, The Night. I keep mentioning my album is called The Night, very imaginatively, The Night. But this song sort of emerged out of my longtime obsession with the art and life story of Vincent van Gogh. If there are any Doctor Who fans in the audience, the TV show, there's a really excellent episode called Vincent and the Doctor, and you don't have to know anything about the show to enjoy and maybe cry at this episode, but it was very much on my mind. It brings up great questions around mental health and how do we make a difference in people's lives? What difference can we make, and what does that look like? So this is called Just a Painting. My companion rolls his eyes. It's just a painting of the sky, and it's smaller than he figured it might be. I am fighting back my tears, 'cause I am moved beyond my years to the moment when you saw this starry scene. It's just a painting of the sky, the color language of a mind, a year and change from coming all the way undone and leaving all this light behind on a starry, starry night. Now astronomers surmise it was a gibbous moon that night, but you've painted us a waning crescent's glow. And I know just what it's like to wish that you could dim the lights, but I don't intend to follow down that road. Now your muse has been reduced to memorabilia we consume, but wherever sunflowers bloom, there I remember you. It's just a painting of the sky, the color language of a mind, a year and change from coming all the way undone and leaving all this light behind on a starry, starry night. And I am no Don McLean, but I still can sing your name. Oh, and Vincent, how I wish that you could see what I see. Thank you. It would make more logistical sense for me to play all my guitar songs and then play all my piano songs, but all my piano songs are sad, and so I like to not leave you on the sad songs, so I do the little sandwich thing. Have any of y'all heard the Don McLean song, Vincent? It's a really beautiful song. That's the reference at the end, is me acknowledging that there is a much better Vincent van Gogh song out there in the world, but sort of nodding and paying tribute to that. Partly because I am a pastor, but also just, I think, because of who I am as a person. I do a lot of thinking about what everything means, how to make sense of things that happen in the world. And I've recently returned to a song that I wrote 10 years ago. And I wrote it right after... I wrote it right after the Bastille Day terrorist attack in Nice, France, and after Alton Sterling and Philando Castile had been killed. And there just was a lot going on, and a lot of rhetoric going back and forth, and a lot of thoughts and prayers. And
I'm all about thoughts and prayers, but I was a little tired of hearing only that. And I wrote this song just kind of wrestling with what does a faithful response to suffering and injustice look like. And I sort of knew the song wasn't totally finished and have been sort of working with it. And with everything happening in the world today, found myself going back to it and saying, these same themes are here, these same questions are here before us. So this song, the title has actually changed over the years, so it may change again, but for now, it's called Here Today. Why can't you promise me freedom from suffering? Why not unbreak my heart? Yes, resurrection's fine, but first I'd have to die. Why can't we skip that part? Oh my God, if you bore all our sins, why not just bear them away? Well, we need it here today. We pray for kingdom come, thy will on earth be done, but prayer is not enough. The ark does not just bend, it's bent and bent again. True justice waits on us. Oh my God, if you bore all our sins, why not just bear them away? I was taught you came bringing liberation. Well, we need it here today. What good is singing songs when everything that could goes wrong, when death is all around? A song can stand between what's lost and gone and what we need if you will join the sound. We'll sing the new world in with rage and hopefulness, one in our witness and lament, and oh my God. I was taught you'd bring healing to the nations. Well, we need it here today. Thank you. Can I try something for y'all? So, I just decided to do this. We'll see how this goes. My partner is a therapist and works mostly with kids, and we have been talking for a while about writing kids songs with some of the skills that come up in therapy. And so we've been starting to do that. And I'd love to just play one of the songs that we're working on. They are geared towards kids, but I think they're useful for adults too, potentially. But it's a short song, but it's called Learning to Pause, and it's a skill that I am working on myself, that I often feel the urgency of a situation or a question or a problem, and realize that if I just stop and take a breath, usually things become a little clearer. But often in our world, we're just bombarded with stuff all the time, and we don't take a moment to pause. So this is Learning to Pause. Sometimes in the moment, I don't know what to do. I ignore all the warnings, blow a stop sign or two. Later I feel discomfort at what I did or said. If I could do it over, I would take a deep breath
I'm learning to pause, learning to pause, learning to come to a full and complete stop, seeing the signs, taking my time, trying to use all the skills that I've been taught. When I'm overwhelmed, it's hard to tell what's going on in my body or my thoughts, so I'm gonna pause. I'm learning to pause, I'm learning to pause. And that's the song. Ironically, my main observation is I need to play that slower. But this is a project that we're trying to sort of work on. So if you know of songs that would be useful to young people or the young at heart in shorter, fun formats, often with ukulele, let me know. A mom friend of mine texted me last night and said, not from any personal experience or time change, but any songs about calming down and going to sleep are always welcome. So we take requests for that songwriting. So I've got 2 more songs to play for y'all. And this one, the first song I played, Hollow Bones, I released with this producer and guitarist, Russell Kelly. This is the other song I released with him. So it's very electronic pop, different vibe than what's happening right this second. But the song is called Dance It Out, and I wrote it in May of 2020. I don't know if anybody remembers what was happening in May of 2020. The answer is a lot. We were in COVID lockdown. George Floyd had just been murdered. Minneapolis was literally on fire. My spouse at the time is from Minneapolis and had gone up there to serve as a street medic during the protests. And I was at home trying to write a sermon for Pentecost. And if you know much about Pentecost, a lot of the imagery is fire and breath. Minneapolis was on fire. People were chanting, "I can't breathe" in the streets. And I was trying to figure out what in the world to say. And it was a hard time, right? And this song came out of, my solution was write a social justice bop dance song. But really, this song is about stepping up to and facing conflict, whether it's interpersonal conflict, whether it has to do with social justice, because knowing that none of these things that plague us will ever be solved if we don't name them and step up to them. So this is Dance It Out. I know what you'll say if I tell you I'm mad. Baby, we shoot sparks like they were choreographed. Can we agree at least to stay on the floor and step 1, 2, 3, 4 and dance it out? One hand in mine, one on my waist. We'll twist and shout. Don't watch your feet, just hold my gaze. Forget firefighting for tonight. Let's set this floor alight and dance it out. You told them your story, swore it was the truth. They tried to ignore it, but I said me too. Tell me when you're ready to turn up the heat. I'll help you take the lead and dance it out. You bring your truth, I'll bring my rage. We'll twist and shout. Make all our tears a tidal wave. Take every gaslighter's torch away and set our own flame. When everything that's wrong with you, you wonder if it's even true or what someone in power told you once. When the fire in your belly brims, you know you can't go back again to believing when they say you're not enough. We come in peace, but the others are afraid. All of us here balanced on a razor blade. Whatever may come, I'm stepping by your side. We'll take it all in stride and dance it out. All our feet a trumpet blast. We'll twist and shout till these idols fall at last. And as all the walls come tumbling down, we'll harmonize the sound and dance it out. Lift every voice and say their names. We'll sing and shout till the spark becomes a blaze. All our little fires will join as one, burn brighter than the sun, and dance it out. Thank you. Thank you all again for being here tonight. I've got one more song, and there's a little sing-along at the end. Thank you to Mary for having me. Thank you, Trayvon, for all the sound help. Everybody else who, I know a lot goes into behind the scenes making things happen at a church. So thank you all so much for having me. It's been great to be here. So my name is Sarah. I perform as Emorie Hush. My great-grandmother was Emorie, and I never knew her, but I chose the stage name partly to honor her and her voice, and the voices of all women and people who are sometimes silenced. But yeah, this last song is from my album, The Night, and it is called Thanks to the Night. And I'll teach you your part when we get to it. It's at the end. Summer camp, late night, walk about. I can make lightning in my mouth. Take a mint, winter green, crush it between your teeth and watch the sparks fly. The tiny flashing strikes of my own light. Camping out, flashlights in the woods. Blinking back at me, I see twin moons. I tell my friends, and panic spreads. I lie just pulling your leg and winking all clear to creatures passing near us in the night. I've never been afraid of what they tell me I should be afraid of. I've always longed to know just what the dark might have to show or tell us. Tell us. Dark reveals what light conceals. Why do we fear her? Why not draw nearer? Night invites what day denies. Why can't we all see darkness is holy? I've never been afraid of what they tell me I should be afraid of. I've never shied away from hearing what the shadows have to say, and I cannot deny the sweetness of the sun's goodbye. Take a trip up Route 45. Weatherman promised the northern lights, and sure enough, to my surprise, I see them with my own eyes, all pink and green. I just laugh and weep, all this beauty, only thanks to the night. That's your part right there. Thanks to the night. Keep repeating that. Thanks to, I've never been afraid of what they tell me. Thanks to, I've never been afraid of what they tell me. Thanks to, I've never been afraid of what they tell me I should be afraid of. Thanks to the night. Thank you so much for having me. It's been great to be here. Have a blessed night.